Hello guys and welcome back to TNT Madness. Today we are going to be looking at why thick slab walls are much better than normal thick walls, and there are several reasons why this is, because there are just a million and one advantages of this. And you may remember in my original unraidable base, or near unraidable base, I used thick slab walls instead of normal walls, and there is a major reason for that, as it is much stronger than this. And I'll go over the reasons now. And just one of the first one that doesn't really have anything to do with actually the strength of the wall is it's actually more resource efficient. If you're, like, let's say using normal stone and you change to stone slabs, you're going to be using half the resources to build the same thing. But if you are genning walls, then that doesn't apply, because you can still gen tons of walls. But generally you can't gen walls that are free thick, at least not really quickly. You can gen 2 walls, you can do one on each side, but free it's a slightly harder issue. You have to gen the first 2 walls and do another one over it. But this you have to build by hand, so that's the only unfortunate thing about this. So the main reason why this is because after they somehow blow through here, once they use their hybrid cannon, and I don't know, they'll probably blow it up nearer to the ground, but then they'll probably, if your base is higher than the actual walls, they'll have to sand stack up to get there, and they can either sand stack against the sand, like so, or they can sand stack inside where they actually built their thing. And this is very easy on these walls, as they can just sand stack in here with no issue at all. And then they can get up and blow through the rest of your walls. While on here, they can still sand stack here, but the issue is once they get to the spot and they blow through it, then they can't sand stack until they blow all the slabs down. And that is a big pain, because if you have several layers of these slab walls, then you have to blow through layer by layer by layer, and it's a massive pain. And that's why these are so strong for skybase especially, because after they do this and they blow through this slab, they then have to go all the way down here, slab bust it, and then restack all the sand, and this uses so much TNT and so much time, it's not funny. And with this, you could really just get up to the sand stacking level here, and then just continue blowing through all the walls until you actually get to the point where you need to. While on something like this, you can't. Of course, if you have a thick one like this, if you're really good and somehow land the block on here, then you may have to sand stack on the other side. So that's pretty much the main reason why these are so strong. And with obsidian, they don't apply as much, because obsidian is really dense. So like on my server, it takes 5 hits to destroy obsidian, so that just means you have to use 5 TNT that are essentially beside it to blow it up, while with every other block you only need 1 TNT. Or it's full for obsidian on my server and 5 for enchanting tables, because they're slightly harder to make. And the issue with trying to make slab walls out of obsidian based stuff is they are super expensive. So the equivalent to an enchantment table to this is actually really expensive. And that causes a big issue. So if you're building obsidian base, it's probably better to stick with normal obsidian unless you're really rich. But if you are planning on building a really strong wall with tons of layers, definitely go for the slab walls, as it'll make you a lot stronger. It doesn't matter if you're making a really tiny base or you have a faction with 100 people in it. This will have the same effect on everything. So now I'm just going to do a slightly more visual example. So if we sand stack all the way to here and then blow up both of these with TNT, they will both explode in relatively the same area. Of course, iron is a lot more dense than any other material you use, so if you have cobblestone and cobblestone slabs, they'll blow up the same area. But now we've got this really nice thing here, and we cannot sand stack. I should really build a sand stacking cannon, but we are now going to have to slab bust all of these, and depending on what distance you're at, it's going to be a lot harder. And obviously if you're doing something like this, you'll have a massive cannon, and each shot is really precise, and you'll use hundreds of TNT at a time. While with something like this, you can just use a general hybrid cannon, unless it's really far away of course, and you don't have to do the same issue. You can just place down TNT here after you've stacked your sand at the same height, and it won't be any issue. The only exception to this rule of sand stacking is when they can blow up this easily. They can blow up this really easily. They can do it the same as that. They can just drywall it. So that's not the strength of this wall. The strength of this wall is they have to blow all of it up before they can sand stack the next layer. And that is just the biggest issue for everyone. So that's pretty much this. If you want to download this test world, you can. Of course, it'll be what it looked like at the start of the video, and it's just so you can get a really good grasp of how this works. So that'll be in the description below as a Dropbox link. But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did and found it informative and helpful, then please hit that like button. It really helps. And if you want to see more videos like this or TNT cannons, then hit that subscribe button. You'll see videos, 2 free videos a week. So anyway, goodbye from TNT Madness.